Welcome, everyone, to yet again another fantastic episode of the Pepper Pack Podcast. I am your host, the Random Dude Josh, and with me, as always, that crazy teacher that I talk with. It's the Dr. Pepper teacher, Mr. Zach Bowman. Zach, how are you?
How's it going, Josh? I'm tired.
Going. Preaching to the choir there, buddy.
Soccer season started up. We have our first game tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that victory, Dr. Pepper, afterwards. I told the girls they have a tradition to maintain. They got to keep winning so I can keep drinking.
Fair. So, speaking of thirsty, I know this may shock some of you, but I'm actually not drinking any tonight. Acid reflux got me, but I wasn't going to completely disappoint you all because I will be enjoying my water
in your cool Dr. Pepper tumbler.
And this one is still available on the Pepper Perks. So if you haven't redeemed your points yet to get yours, do it now.
So, Josh, a little shout out to my soccer team. We haven't lost a game in 1,448 days.
I wish I could say that about games I play.
I mean, kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Well, 1, 2, 23. Nice.
That was one of those crack opens where like it starts and then it just is biting you, and you're like, I'm about to spray this everywhere, and I don't like this.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, as is tradition with this particular episode,
we got some history.
We have some history. So what you got for us tonight?
Well, I got, we're doing kind of a Dr. Pepper collection kind of right now.
Because we did belt buckles last time, right?
We did belt buckles last time. And so going along that line, you're watching the Pepper Pack Podcast. A beautiful graphic courtesy of Mr. Random Dude Josh and Connor Clem. Thank you guys.
Woo!
And then another beautiful thing. I was looking at this today and I probably noticed it. I just forgot. I love how he's got like the little podcast logo in the bottom right corner of the chart. I was like, wow, that's beautiful.
That will be a tattoo on me at some point in time.
I mean, we got to make that happen. Maybe year 2 or 3.
We get tattooed and live stream it?
Sure.
I'm down.
Here. Sorry, my dog's getting into stuff she's not supposed to. So yeah, Dr. Pepper, we're going to talk about Dr. Pepper watch fobs. Now, you might be like, what the heck is a watch fob? Because honestly, that's what I was thinking when I first saw them.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, so watch fob. It's this little thing that back in the day when they had the pocket watch, they hang, it's the little weight here.
Oh.
So there's been several that I've seen on eBay and different places that these are all Dr. Pepper ones, believe it or not. This one on the second to the left or whatever is a creepy little panda gremlin thing or whatever. But it's a Dr. Pepper one. It's got I think it says good luck there, and then down on the paper it's holding something about Dr. Pepper. I do really like the museum one, that 1885 to 1906. So that would have been their 11th year in business. And that's where I found most of these started being made around. This one here I'm about to show you says, was the 1904 Dr. Pepper watch fob for the World's Fair in the Louisiana Purchase, St. Louis, Waco, USA.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, and so I don't have a pocket watch, but, I'm thinking one of these would be really cool to get. But this one currently that I'm showing you right now was on eBay for like $184. But oh my God, don't know if I want to spend that much right now on a watch that I don't really ever wear or use. But if you have any of these watch fobs, we would love to see it. So share it, hashtag it, Dr. Pepper or Pepper Pack Podcast, Collection Corners, Sharon. I see you commenting that's one you have. I'm jealous. If you find a second one, we can talk. I got some trade. But Josh, as much as I know you love talking to me, you love talking about outer space.
I feel like such a space cadet.
I know, right?
Ah! See what I did there? I'm here all night, folks.
Pray for me.
Rude.
So with that, we have another ambassador of the Pepper Pack that we would like to introduce the world to. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce you to Mr. Brandon. Brandon, welcome to the show. How's it going, sir?
Hello, how's it going?
Oh, it's going. How are you, friend?
Ooh, hanging in there.
Hanging in there. I feel like that would be the updated version. Hey, what are you doing? Nothing. Just chilling. Drinking a Dr. Pepper.
We're live still. Drinking Dr. Pepper.
It's true. It's true. Well, Brandon, first and foremost, thanks so much for joining us on the show. First question.
Yes.
I'm glad you're sitting down for this. How did you become a connoisseur of Dr. Pepper? How did you become a Dr. Pepper fanatic?
Born and raised in Texas, it was just always something that I drank, preferred it over everything. It really kicked off in high school because my freshman year, I got a Dr. Pepper hoodie for Christmas, and I wore it, and I just always seemed to wear it. I wore it down to the point where it was like a t-shirt thickness. So I just wore it all the time. And, through my freshman, sophomore, and into my junior year, people always were just like, Brandon, the Dr. Pepper guy, the one wearing the Dr. Pepper stuff. So that's kind of how I got my moniker. And then I actually started selling Dr. Pepper out of my lunchbox for my junior and senior year because, for whatever reason, they didn't have any Dr. Pepper vending machines except for in the teacher's lounge, which students couldn't get to, and they never stocked it. So I had teachers calling me out of other teachers' classes to sell them Dr. Peppers because I always kept mine cold.
Yeah. I love it.
So now, how did you come to become a member of the Pepper Pack? Like, did they approach you? Did you stumble upon it?
I believe I had seen on their Facebook. I saw like a couple of hours after they initially posted it. It's like, hey, do you like Dr. Pepper? Someone who likes Dr. Pepper, sign up to be an ambassador. And I was just like, done deal, signed up for it. And I think I was in the first batch of like 50 or 75 people that were accepted in, I want to say.
Okay.
We had mentioned this before. Were you able to find the date that you got that email or when you were added?
Yeah, I got the confirmation email. Let me double check the date. And it was June 15th, 2017.
Okay, yeah. So you beat me in. I think that was around when I first applied because I first heard about it too. And then I had to wait like 3 or 4 months. I guess it'd be 3 months till September. And then I got my confirmation email. I thought they forgot about me.
So Brandon, when you applied, was it kind of that same thing where you applied and was just kind of sitting there going, now?
I mean, at that point, I already had a pretty sizable collection of Dr. Pepper things. It was all over all of my Facebook and all that. So I was just like, if I'm not going to get in, then who is going to get in?
Yeah.
So it was really more of a, okay, when am I going to get the acceptance email type situation thing. But I mean, the moment I told, people on my Facebook and all that stuff, they're just like, you're getting in. Like, who else is going to be there? You're like one of the biggest fanatics we know of.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense just from the collection you have behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, awesome. Now, my next question, then I'm going to hand it over to Zach here. How do you prefer to drink your Dr. Pepper? Do you like it in can, bottle, glass bottle, fountain drink, IV drip?
Joe?
I don't know. I'm kind of that theory of if it's cold and whatever format I can get it in out of a soda fountain or can or bottle or anything like that. If it's cold, it's good.
As long as it's one. So we've met some ambassadors that say they actually like it lukewarm or room temperature,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Mm,
not a fan of that. So
yeah, I think the ice cold is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Because there's just something crisp about it.
Now, have you actually tried the hot Dr. Pepper?
Not yet.
I'm not a fan of lemon, and I hear that if you don't do lemon, it just doesn't taste the same.
I love that's one of my favorite flavor add-ins. Is I'll usually whenever I'm getting a Dr. Pepper like at Sonic or something like that, I'll tell them put a shot of lemonade in it, and it makes it
Oh,
so
that.
Lemonade or lemon?
Or do you mix it up?
At Sonic, it'll typically be a lemon, but at like Chick-fil-A, Whataburger, or something like that, I'll tell them a shot of the lemonade, and that's good.
Interesting.
I've not heard that one before.
Yeah, it's a really popular lemon is a really popular flavor overseas in Asia. And my dad, when he went to China on vacation, and when he goes over for work, he was just like, that's what it is. He was like, it's Coca-Cola or their local things, and it's like lemon, orange, yuzu, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really good.
Interesting. You've got me really intrigued with the shot of lemonade in that.
You can do it. I'm not doing it.
You know what? I will definitely be the one to try that. I'm a little more willing to mix and match. Although I still have yet to try the peanuts in the
Have you done peanuts in Dr. Pepper yet, Brandon?
It doesn't translate. It doesn't translate nearly as well as the peanuts and Coke. I had that when I was a wee lad and we visited my family out in Georgia. They were just like, "Oh, you got to try this." I tried it, and I was just like, "It's okay." I mean, honestly, if you get candied, typically like candied nuts, they'll do like Bass Pro Shop. I know is one place that has candied nuts you can get. That translates really well into the Dr. Pepper. It's kind of the sweetness of it, because the saltiness apparently tends to pair with the Coca-Cola really well, and to me, I find that typically sweeter things mixed with Dr. Pepper a lot better.
Yeah,
that
sounds really interesting.
Because you've been referring to the red soda a lot, and I don't say the red soda's name. We should call it the red soda, but I'll forgive you.
I was waiting for Zach to have a slight aneurysm over that.
I was there going, no! I didn't want to throw you backstage and you not know why. And no, I really enjoyed it with the peanuts in the Dr. Pepper because it gave like a peanut butter flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Pepper, which like kind of was like a cold Reese's, that chocolate peanut butter flavor.
I can see that.
So that's what I enjoyed about it. And not having had it growing up, because I think I had it for the first time earlier this year. So not having it growing up, I had nothing to go back and compare it. So
that was a beautiful sound. You hear that? That swift.
I thought you dropped something, honestly, Josh. I was like, oh.
Wait, you what?
I thought you dropped a can or something. And I was like, no, he did not.
Why would you say such blasphemous things?
That'd be impressive sound with the carpeting.
Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. Especially where it's new carpet.
So, Brandon, you're almost a lifer now in the Pepper Pack. You're one of the what we call the older generation. We've been here for a while. What have been some of the things that they've done that you've enjoyed that have been memorable for you while you've been in the Pepper Pack?
I love all the little different giveaways they do, like the little the Dark Berry, the things they did with the movies, the Jurassic Park, the Spider-Man ones, and I was so sad when I didn't win the Texas one where they had the state of Texas.
Yeah.
I wish they would make that a print available to buy, because I would buy that in a heartbeat.
I found the image and blew it up and printed it myself and laminated it at my school, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
And speaking of those, if you ever find, I have 9 of the 15. I'm missing 6 of the labels.
Mm-hmm.
So if you happen to find them at like a shop, the antique mall, or someone selling them, I'm gonna get you my number, my email. I want you to contact me because I want to buy them so I can.
Hold on. I think we had talked about it before, but
Oh, are you the one that has all the labels in the book?
yeah, all the.
Okay, nice.
Oh, let me zoom in on this so that way everyone can see.
Turn up full screen. Yeah, you're the one that inspired me to do something like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, these are all the Pick Your Pepper labels, and I got almost all of them. There were a handful of ones that, like, you see, I'm missing this one, and running through them, and then right at the very back, I should have the Texas labels. Yeah, so some of the Texas labels.
That's really cool. I like how you were able to do that, and it preserves the label.
It was a pain to do, believe me. Cutting
Yeah.
up all the plastic,
I believe
cutting up the plastic bottles and all that.
I did the exact same thing. You can see my frame here.
Mhm.
I bought that magnetic strip, and I put them on magnets, and so they're all the way around my theater screen. So I know exactly what you're talking about. The pain of cutting those out and then getting the razor and cleaning them off. And so yeah, I have a bunch. I've all but 2 of the, or all but 6 of those Texas labels.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Because you had also mentioned that you've been collecting stuff. What's one of your favorite items? We'll say aside from the labels, since you've highlighted the labels, and that's awesome.
There's a couple of them that have good sentimental value. I don't think you can see it. No, I have it buried, but right back up there, there was probably sitting about right there on the shelf. You're not gonna be able to see it. There was a pencil bag, a felt pencil bag that someone in band, and I was in band in high school, and she had it, and that's where she would keep all of her, highlighters and pens and all that stuff for band to highlight the music and write notes at the directors and all that stuff. And every time she pulled it out for 3 years, I would always shout across the band hall, and I was like, Lizette, when are you gonna give me that Dr. Pepper pencil bag? And she just laughed about it and ignored me. And then when I graduated, she was there and she gave me the pencil bag. That's one that has a lot of sentimental value. And I got stories on just about all those things up there. Minus the stuff that I actually buy on eBay even then.
I'm fighting all the time. Brandon's not bidding on it. You and Dario, man.
Yeah, I remember there was a handful of ones that we had talked about on Facebook page that we were outbidding. One that I have, it's currently hidden inside my vending machine conversion thing that I had posted in the group. I have one of the Thor blue cans, the UN cans.
Oh, I never got that.
That one was a nightmare to find.
I remember seeing them, but they always were just so outrageously priced.
Now, when you say the blue,
they did a giveaway where if you bought a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper, inside it, one of the cans was going to be a blue Thor can, and if you got that, like a showing, or you got to go to the premiere or something like that with it.
It was. There were going to be 6 winners. And I think the first 3 people that you got a choice of either breaking the sound barrier in a fighter jet, riding it, or going in a Bugatti and going over 250 miles an hour. And I don't remember what the other one was. I don't remember what the other one was.
Maybe taking pictures inside the Dr. Pepper Museum?
Maybe something like that. I don't remember, but it was that, and then it was like $5,000, $3,000, $2,000, $1,000 prize.
Yeah.
But they would in the assembly plant where they have all of the Dr. Pepper cans and they start falling them off into the machines, they had a picture where they had one blue can and they stuck it in to the thing and then it got sorted off into the boxes. So there were only like 6 of the cans that were filled that were actual winter cans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like that one, but it was a regular Dr. Pepper size.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't like this.
Yeah,
the mega size.
Yeah, it looks basically just like that, except it's got the hammer on it, and on the other side it says "You win."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking because what I was seeing was a bunch of the inflatable ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would love to have one of those, but
I had only ever seen one. It was the one that I bid, and I got into bidding war with someone. I ended up paying like $500 for it. But that was one of those ones that I was just like,
you had to have it.
It was like the holy grail because I had all of the cans, set up across all of the. Iron Man 2. I had Iron Man 2.
Oh, yeah. I got all my
Avenger
cans up here in my glass shelf.
The Avenger cans, and I even have.
If you're ever up here in Kansas, man, let me know. You got covered down here.
Yeah, and then I don't have them here, but my other two favorite pieces are the actual full size 40-foot billboards that I have.
Oh yes, I remember you are the one that has it where you have it spread out in your yard and you're laying down.
Yeah, that's my profile pic.
I remember talking to you about that.
Yeah, me laying down on them. And
you said you have 2, so if you want to let me borrow one, I need one to go across my back fence, and so that way I can see it every time I let my dog out. My wife can just be like, I hate this.
She'll just do what I'm doing right now, just shake her head, roll her eyes.
I asked her if she wanted to come down and sit with me while we did the podcast, and she just looked at me like, no, I don't want to be there with Dr. Pepper.
And that's the pain of being a Dr. Pepper collector. Is a lot of people kind of give you a weird look. It's just like, you collect soda stuff, and I was just like, no, I collect Dr. Pepper stuff. Big difference.
Yeah. No, it's like because I get it. Obviously, being a member of the Pepper Pack, I understand the passion, but there's a special breed that when you're going through, and I'm not going to name names, Zach, but when you're going through an area like the storage areas of the museum that has a load of stuff that you either haven't seen in years or you've never seen. Love Zach to death, but every time he'd see something, he'd go, "Can I take a? Oh, I can't take a picture. Can I buy one?"
Yep.
So I don't know how much you've seen of our episode, but for our 1-year anniversary, we got to film an episode in the Waco Museum.
I remember you posting about it on the Facebook group, and I think I caught a couple of little snippets here and there. I think it was in class when y'all were doing it at some point.
So we got to do their Extreme Pepper experience, where they take us into their back vaults. Like, you need a passcode and thumbprint to get into these vaults.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you can't touch anything. You can't take any pictures because we don't want people to know what's up there that we have and where it's at and how our setup is. So I completely understand it. But like, this is some of the stuff I've never seen before. I'm like, I just want to remember it. I want to see it. And yeah, they wouldn't let me take a picture of it. Like, I want to. And Josh was about to kill me because I kept asking, "Oh, can I take a picture? Please, I won't."
Okay. Saying I was going to kill you is a little bit of a stretch.
No, you and my wife kept looking at each other and then looking at me, and someone I think grabbed a knife, and I was scared.
No knives were grabbed.
Have you seen? It's in Waco. I can't for the life of me figure out where it's actually at, but it's on eBay. It's the $15,000 like 20-foot tall painting that's for sale, and it's the I forget her name, but it's I think so, but yeah, it's the woman with the can and all that. It's like one of the old school, I want to say 18 or no, it was like the 1910s.
Was that the one they had in the vault, in the back of the vault?
They're selling it.
No, I don't think so. Um, I think you're referring to the one that's in the Dublin Museum. They have it behind glass. It's the only one known into existence that I'm aware of. That I saw it on the American Picker show. That's if there's ever a fire or something going on, the fire company or fire department has been instructed. That's the piece they need to save
Yep.
in the museum. Yeah, that's the Peggy Pepper. I think it was what World War advertisement.
Hold on. Let me...
Josh is doing some research so you can share it.
Yeah. The 1940s cardboard poster.
Yeah, no, I want to just go back, and so the experience was great because they took us through the museum on a personalized, not personalized tour, like it's like basically one-on-one. It was just our families and the tour guide. It wasn't everyone else. No, not that.
No,
Okay.
it wasn't her.
Let me see. I'll find the picture.
It's. Oh, I think. Hold on. I have one of the old antique mirrors. I think she might be on it.
It's the hunt for Peggy Pepper again.
That's.
Okay. Yep. So that's yeah, that would be late 1800s, early 1900s. That's a weird
what I was
thought.
thinking of,
But as he was saying, so yeah, we got to do the Extreme Pepper experience, which included that tour of 3 of the 4 set vaults. The one that we weren't able to go to is the media vault, just because they have a lot of the film from different commercials and stuff like that. And when oxygen gets in, it deteriorates a lot of that that tape in the film. So that one makes sense.
It's understandable.
But then we also got to do stuff like the taste the soda experience.
The little soda jerk station they have.
Yeah, there's the soda jerk station, but then there's also the one where you get to be essentially like a product taster or tester.
Creator.
You try different sodas and you have to analyze, taste, color, smell, appearance, and then kind of rate everything. Our families went crazy and went with all the crazy flavors. Like I think one of them was pickles.
Was that the tasting one, or was that the make your own?
That was the tasting one.
Yeah, I didn't like those.
Yeah, Zach and I we stuck to the Keurig Dr. Pepper brands, and
because they had like a crazy one, and then they had a more traditional one. So I have my make a soda. I have what I call the undergrad pepper because I don't have my doctorate. And I had vanilla and chocolate in this, and then this is the one my wife made. It's called the birthday surprise. It's strawberry and cake flavor mixed in with soda.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The make a soda experience, and then we got to make our own sodas in the where everyone goes to get their own drink after the main tour.
In the soda shop, the soda jerk people.
Yep. Yeah, so we got to go be a soda jerk for a hot minute.
So if you're in Dublin, or not Dublin, sorry, in Waco, check out. No, yes, in Waco.
Yes, Waco.
Yeah, Waco.
Too many cities I'm thinking names of. But check out the Dr. Pepper Museum. Do the Extreme Pepper experience. Totally worth it. What I was saying is I would like to go back and do it again, but I want to spend the entire time just looking through those archive vaults and stuff. And everything.
I will only go with you on one condition.
No, you're not going to put me on a dolly and strap me up like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Unless they do it to you as well.
Oh, they don't have to worry about me. I was fine.
Oh, I know, but that's just what I'm saying.
Moving along. So Brandon, what are some of your what would you say are your top 3 favorite flavors of Dr. Pepper?
Let's see here. I like the Dr. Pepper cherry. I remember when they were coming out with that, they're just like, it's so smooth, you can't believe it. And I was just like, a smooth soda, what does that even mean? And I tried one and I was like, oh, that's what they mean. It is actually
It is so good.
I was just like, how did they do this?
Yeah, a little
like-
kiss cherry.
It's like Egyptian cotton just flowing down my throat, just luxurious.
Ooh, that is a new way to describe it. I like it.
Always a fan of the 1024.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. I'm actually really digging the cream soda. Because when it was like Dr. Pepper cream soda, I was just like, it seems like a lot going on. I don't see how they're going to be able to mix those two together.
Yeah.
But it's a very happy medium to sit right in between. And I remember I posted it on the new portal recently, and Sonic actually has it's one of the flavor add-ins you can do, and it's sweet cream. So a regular, Route 44 Dr. Pepper Easy Ice with sweet cream actually tastes remarkably like the cream soda, except it's actually got the creamy mouthfeel.
Now,
Ooh.
my mom made a suggestion because I always get the vanilla,
Mhm.
shots of vanilla. She said you can get like not vanilla ice cream, but you can get maybe it's just vanilla cream, a shot of vanilla cream rather than just vanilla.
Mhm.
It gives it that ice cream flavor.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I'll have to give that one a shot sometime.
Is that your way of trying to get the vanilla float there, Zach?
Yeah, it's all I can do because freaking stop making it.
Yeah, the vanilla float was. I wish they would have had the vanilla float and the fantastic chocolate available at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just like mixing those two together for a ridiculous killer float would have been amazing.
I have
Ooh.
both.
Oh, that might be something to consider.
I have a person on Amazon that I buy from. They sell in Canada, but they're like $25 a 12-pack.
Hmm.
But I mean, I can't get it anywhere else, so I do what I got to do.
This man is dedicated to his Dr. Pepper vanilla float.
I like
Now,
I picked that up. You used my word, dedicated.
I can't blame him because it is amazing. But I'd have to go with Brandon. The Dr. Pepper cherry is so good. Now, Sharon actually mentions. So for those of you listening afterwards, you can actually head over to our YouTube channel and we'll actually show the comments on screen. But she said that add vanilla Torani to your Dr. Pepper. That's a good little flavor burst, if you will.
If you will.
So, if you will.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. So, other pieces of your collection that are unique compared to others, because we've had a lot of other guests who have very unique stories, unique items.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other stuff that you've got?
Oh, let's see here. I actually have one of the neon signs. I managed to get one of those locally. There was a Vietnamese gentleman who was closing his restaurant, and he was moving back with his family to Vietnam, and he had just a ton of Dr. Pepper stuff, but he had the neon sign, and I was just like, I got to get that, because I know the one that was on eBay was like going for $300 plus $150 shipping. I was just like, I don't really trust the freight companies not to play kickball with that and shatter it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those.
How often do you light that up?
I really do it a lot during the winter. I did it a lot over the winter just because it puts off so much heat, not so much in the summer, because with my massive gaming PC, my room gets rather toasty.
Yeah, that
makes
quickly. Sense. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other bits and pieces. I have a Dr. Pepper trucker cap. It's currently out in the man cave shed type thing my dad has, and I'm not going to go digging through all of his stuff to try and find it. But that was something I got at the same time as I got my Dr. Pepper hoodie freshman year, and that was the hat I wore during summer band, as you can see from my widow's peak going on. The top of my head sunburns, and I'm one of those people that I sunburn and I come out 3 shades whiter afterwards. So
I've never had that happen.
No, me neither.
No. I mean, I don't have the peak anymore. I mean, it's there.
My peak's going in a different direction, though.
Yeah. But that hat, I wore it all the time, and driving, up and down. It was right at the time that, me and my friends, we were turning 16, and my friend, who's just about a year older than me, turned 16, and so naturally, when he got his truck, it was under the condition that, guess what, you get to play shuttle man to everyone. So we would always pile into his car at 6 o'clock in the morning, drive over to the school and everything. And I remember that someone had just 2 cars ahead of us smashed into a skunk.
Oh.
And it was terrible. And a little bit graphic, but some of the viscera got kicked up onto the truck. So we rolled down the windows and I stuck my head out and I was trying to, heave because I had just eaten breakfast and it was just awful. And my hat blew off my head. And this is this is a main road in Pearland. It's the main thoroughfare that shoots all the way through Pearland where I live. And even at 6 o'clock in the morning, it is super busy. And I made him immediately pull over. And I just, I was playing Frogger. I ran, grabbed the hat, and played Frogger all the way back and all that. But I remember everyone was just, they were both just like, really, for a hat? I was just like, yes, for the hat.
Yeah.
It's not just a hat; it is the hat.
Yes.
You've seen our reaction here. We're like, yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep, no debate whatsoever.
I think that we need some Dr. Pepper games, like American Ninja Warrior style games. Merchandise. That'd be fun.
That would be pretty fun.
Josh, we just started another show.
I have a feeling, while the idea would be American Ninja Warrior or Dr. Pepper Ninja Warrior, it would start out as that.
Dr. Pepper Ninja Rewards.
And end up as Wipeout.
Yeah, if I were to do it, I'm not as nimble as I was back in high school.
It would definitely be more Wipeout. Which, to be honest, I enjoy watching that, so I'd be okay with it.
That'll be fun. That'd be a fun summer thing we could do to help promote Dr. Pepper if we can get them to donate some merchandise for us to compete for.
For Zach, it'd be a can of Dr. Pepper Vanilla Float.
Shut your mouth. No,
or that energy drink that you get.
Yeah, no, I got that. I got that. So that would be for Josh.
Yes, that would be for me.
No, the things I want, because I have a lot of the cans. I mean, obviously not the Thor one. The things I really would like to get is I'd like to get one of the 3 by 5 foot yellow tin signs, the old school antique ones.
Oh, the old enamel ones, yeah.
Yeah. I want one of the yellow ones, and then I want one of the Dr. Pepper coolers. They're the old blue ones, and they say Dr. Pepper on the front. And I've been doing some research. Mm-hmm. I want the ones that have the cursive script writing of Dr. Pepper in white on it.
Mm-hmm.
Those are always going for around anywhere from $400 to $600 on eBay.
Yeah.
And then not only that, I'm being more picky. Is they have different trays in them. Mm-hmm. I want them to at least have the tray that pulls in it, just so I get. So it's just hard to find that, and then.
You can find the real beat up ones that you would have to fully restore, but I mean, honestly, I don't even think it'd be that hard. Then again, I'm also a massive DIY person, You know,
No,
as,
and
as you can tell from my
like, if you want to come up here and help me restore one, that'd be a fun episode. And I buy one, and then we can drink out the vanilla float and take pictures and send to Josh. I'm like, hey, where are you?
You know, what can you do? So you said that you had transformed
vending machine.
your vending machine. What is it that you did to it?
Oh, you don't remember that picture?
Yeah, so my original plan was I was going to completely gut the inside of the vending machine. I wanted to find one that wasn't working because I didn't want to break a working vending machine. Which
That's
I mean,
fair.
which I mean, down it was remarkably easy to actually find one. The thing is that those vending machines, that whole do not tip over, it will kill you. They are not kidding. That vending machine was probably north of 1,500 pounds.
Oof.
So yeah, that was
Correct.
that was an absolute nightmare to actually get. I ended up having to rent a U-Haul trailer, drive to the north side of Houston, which was probably about 2 or 3 hours in transit.
Mm-hmm.
And finally managing to, because it was like I bought it from a guy who his grandma's restaurant had closed and they had the vending machine outside, and it was pretty beaten up and busted and all that, but I was just like, the front facade looks good, the side panels were in halfway decent condition.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, he was like, it doesn't work, we had work done to it, you can't get the compressor to work, the actual vending trays on the inside did not want to function. So I was just like, this thing's a perfect candidate. So I think I ended up buying it for like $250 or something like that. He knocked off quite a bit of money because I had to drive up there and I actually had to load it myself. But yeah, when I got it back here, it was too deep to actually fit in my door.
Okay.
So I was like, so it sat in the garage. So it sat in the garage for a while because I was just like, I measured it, but the dimensions I got for it off of the actual vending machine pamphlet, booklet, manual. That's what I'm thinking of, manual. It would have fit, but it was only the box, not the actual bubble door.
Oh,
So that's what threw it off, because I was just like, man, I know it was supposed to fit, and then I looked and I was just like, it would work if I could rip the door off, but if I'm ripping the door off, then
Do they on hinges? That you just take the hinges out and then.
Yeah, so actually what I ended up doing, and it was one of the ones that it wasn't the flat facade, it was one of the bubble ones, but the particular machine I got, it was actually a full Dr. Pepper one, so it had all of the maroon trim, and trying to find replacement maroon trim, it wasn't possible, because this machine was, it's got the old
kind of logo.
Yeah, it's position it, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So it was all originally bubbled out, and this was all curved out. This was completely flat, so I had to, play around with it and everything.
You might show us the inside, because I remember the inside from when you.
Yeah, I can't open it right now because I got a whole bunch of.
Good stuff in the way.
Yeah.
Shoved down there, but yeah. So all I actually ended up salvaging was just the plexiglass panel, the actual, button panel and everything like that, the lock. But everything else I had to completely build out. So, yeah, lessons learned from that one. If I were to do it again, and for a while I was thinking about actually doing, because I was just like, man, I could get a plexiglass pane like that, get it screen printed with whatever. Because I know some people, when I posted on my personal Facebook, a lot of people were just like, yo man, if you could find do me up like a Bud Light one, I would totally have that thing. Oh yeah, man. Yep.
Oh, so you found this ship.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Like from the outside, it's full vending machine, and then bam.
Yeah, you open it up and got all the little transparent shelves and organizing everything so I could fit all my tall bottles, my weird glass jugs and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so much fun. It is stupidly over engineered because the wooden frame of the actual box, that was my old waterbed frame that I was getting rid of my waterbed because it was queen size. Yeah, it was a queen size captain's bed, so it was like literally 75% of my room was taken up by that bed. So I just got me a twin XL little bit, but I was just like, no one wants to buy the thing because it's big, heavy, and it takes up so much room. So I'm just like, I'm going to reuse them. And of course, that was, right at the beginning of 2021 when lumber prices were $700 for a 2x4.
Yeah.
Half 2x4.
Yeah, really.
I like the fact that right there's the icing on the cake can.
The birthday cake cans. Yep. Yeah, I think I
And there's your Thor. Is that your Thor on the second shelf, far left, the top?
Yeah, it is.
Right there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you're going to be able to make that out, but yep.
I got eyes like a hawk.
That's really cool. That is super cool. Very unique. I like the fact that it's like your own personal vault.
Yeah, I like that. I would love to do something like that. Just time and money and resources. We got a lot of you being in Texas. You have a lot more Dr. Pepper
Access.
stuff.
Access to Dr. Pepper stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. It's always fun to trudge along, and you just find even in older businesses or something like that, like some of the courthouses. Like when I went to jury duty, they still had like one of the old school vending machines from like the, I think, 60s or 70s. That was just like a single can or a single row of cans. It was like four or five different selections, and they'd have just the Dr. Pepper with the various characters and everything like that on there. And of course, it was still somehow they still managed to make it $1.15 for a can. And I was just like, these machines, they only ever accepted quarters. Right. How did you modify this thing to accept dimes and nickels?
Yeah. If I were to ever get one of the vending machines, I'd want the one that has the little door that you would open up and you have to like lift up the flap to pull the can out.
Oh, okay. I know which ones you're talking about.
Yeah, I want to say those would have been from the 70s.
Yeah. That seems about right. I think my grandpa had a few of those in his driving school back when he owned and operated that.
Yeah, so to give you an idea of kind of the one that I remember as a kid. Let me bring this image up. Oh my goodness, that image is tiny. So we'll just put to enlarge. There we go. This is why the internet is fantastic, because we can do stuff like this. Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just like to have a machine, any kind of Dr. Pepper machine.
See, I see Zach having an actual fountain machine that's operational, that he can literally just have a tube.
Okay, you want to know one of the things that really makes me not happy? Well, not necessarily not happy, but just very jealous of. Before I was in the Pepper Pack, right after I got accepted in the Pepper Pack, I heard about.
Is it the girl with the fountain?
Yeah, she's from Kansas. Her mom, I think, lives within an hour drive. I think it's about a 40-minute drive from me. And and there's a library. And actually, my soccer team, we're going to play games over in that city. So I might see if I can go to the library some Saturday afternoon and see if I can find it and take a picture. But she tweeted out, Dr. Pepper, hey, I could really use like a Dr. Pepper fountain. It saved me so much money as a college student or whatever. So they came and they made her like
it was gorgeous
fountain that has 2-liter bottles at the top that just rains Dr. Pepper. And then they gave her like a year's supply of Dr. Pepper to fill it in.
Yeah, they gave her, well, it was like a pallet. I was just like, that's what
they consider a year's supply.
I'm like, that's a month. When you talk about a year's supply.
I think that's like, well, okay, so for Zach, last year, that would have been a year's supply. This year, 2 weeks.
Depending on the 2 weeks.
No shame. No shame. All right, so final question from me. How much Dr. Pepper have you drank in one day? How many? And we'll say cans is the reference.
Okay, let's see here.
What's your record?
There's two specific days that I'm thinking of. One was when I went with my friends to a Red Lobster, and we literally waited for our food for 3 hours at the Red Lobster. Our table was right next to the kitchen, so literally anytime our waiter passed and I had taken more than a sip of it, he would grab it, fill it up, and then drop it off on the way back. And I wasn't paying attention, but I remember my friend's mom actually stepping in. She was like, "Okay, Brandon, you need to stop with that." And I was just like, "Yeah, I wonder how much." I was just like, you know what? I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, I guess I never really thought about how much I drank. At that time, it was probably about 3 liters, I want to say, because it was about 40 to 50 times he picked up my cup and refilled it. That's, it wasn't an empty cup. It was like maybe quarter drink or third
in your
drink.
defense,
They did make you wait 3 hours.
it makes it feel like you've been drinking a ton,
Mhm.
but those cups are so full of ice half the time. They're like, I take 2 sips and it's like all gone.
Yeah, that's what. Anytime I go, I was just like 3 ice cubes, 4 ice cubes. Anything more than that, take it back, dump it out, try again.
Yeah.
You better next time.
I am very, very European in that regard. And that's one thing, in case you don't know, in Europe, they don't really use ice in their cups. In fact, in Germany, if you ask for ice in your drink and you ask in English, they'll give you a weird look and they'll bring you out a small bowl of vanilla ice cream. Because ice for them is ice cream. They don't have just like frozen water ice. Or, I mean, they do in some instances, but that's typically only going to be in bars.
I don't want to offend anyone German that's watching, so I'll tell you when we're done recording.
And the other day I can think of, it was one of our, it was in one of our band competitions, and I have a gigantic duffel bag that's probably, I mean, it's one of those like super, super big ones, like, the big ones you see at Academy, bigger than that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know I could make such a killing if I load this thing up with Dr. Pepper. So I took, I want to say close to 200 to 300 cans. I managed to fit inside that duffel bag, and I managed to sneak it onto the bus. I don't know how they didn't catch this or anything, but I mean, when you got students carrying around trombones and trumpets and all this stuff, no one even gives you a second glance if you're carrying a big old duffel bag full of something or other.
Yeah.
And I drank probably over that time period. I think I drank 48 to 55 cans, something like that.
And Zach, I'm not gonna lie, he's got you.
Well, was that in a day, or how long was that?
Yeah, that was in one day, probably a span of about 8-9 hours.
Yeah, see, as I said, my record for that I did in the afternoon, evening was 27 cans. And everyone always asks me how I slept that night, and I'm like, well, that's kind of personal, but on my side.
I mean, and I used to, every day when I wake up, because our high school, classes started at 7:15 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to be at the school at like 6:45 if you wanted to even trudge through the parking lot and everything like that.
Yeah.
And at the time, the Keurig K-cups weren't a thing, and I was not going to sit there and wait 15-20 minutes for a whole thing of coffee to brew to drink 1 cup of it. Yeah. So it was a Dr. Pepper, and that was back when I was driving my El Camino. So I would drink the Dr. Pepper on the way, roll down the window, throw it in the bed, and the bed of the El Camino was completely filled with Dr. Pepper cans. I had several of them fly out of the car as I was driving, or we hit high wind, or I'd get to highway speeds or anything like that. They were kind of
you driving down the highway drinking a Dr. Pepper. I'm just acting with Dr. Pepper cans, drinking my own Dr. Pepper, and we're both just chucking them and
throwing them right into the bed.
Yep.
But it's one of those things that I drank Dr. Pepper here at 8:30 or something, and I just have such a caffeine tolerance. It takes a big can of Monster, 2 or 3 Red Bulls to even affect me anymore to get me to wake up. Now it's just, a force of habit to drink a coffee or something that has a little bit of caffeine in the morning. But everyone's just like, how can you stand to drink that? And I was just like, man, I'll drink 2 Red Bulls and go to sleep and sleep for 8-9 hours and nothing.
I always love people like. There's a meme out there that says, "You Dr Pepper fans that drink Dr Pepper at 8 o'clock in the morning like it's nothing, who hurt you?" And I'm like, just last night to drink Dr Pepper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Duh.
Awesome. Well, Brandon, this has been an absolute blast. Thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Absolutely.
Been a great time talking to you, and we'll definitely have to have you back on again. So
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. If I wasn't in school, night classes or anything like that, I'd love to be popping on more often.
hey, you got to do what you got to do, but we appreciate you taking the time to join us. So.
Absolutely.
And for everyone watching, listening, we want to thank each and every one of you for joining us for this episode of the Pepper Pack Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, share, do all the things. We definitely appreciate it. Check out our Redbubble store to get your official Pepper Pack Podcast merchandise. You know the thing. If you watch the show, So, I do believe that means I'm going to hand it over to Zach.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, again. We appreciate you tuning in and interacting with us. And we will look forward. I almost ruined how I say that. I almost said it wrong. Because now that we have it printed, I got to make sure I say this right.
Do you need some help there, dude?
I believe it's until we drink again.
Until we drink again.
Until we drink again. We'll see you next time.